Hey everybody, welcome to Stupid O'Clock, the show that is banned in 72 countries around the world.
Headed for your town next.
But none of them are civilized, so we don't have to worry about that.
We're not either. So,
and one of the countries that it's actually an entire continent we're banned on. The continent of Antarctica has banned Stupid O'Clock.
I'm sure those 5 people that live there are really disappointed that they're not going to be able to see us. Well, actually, it's about 50, but
I am working on it right now. I'm making a banner. You guys carry on while I type this up.
I've been carrying on for decades. Doesn't get me much.
DG.
Russell Stovers, yes.
Yeah, Halloween candy's out at DG.
Okay. Got to go get myself a tarp tomorrow so I can have a little sunshade while I work on the van. It seems the alternator gave out, but it gave me a good 6 or 7 years, so that's not bad. I remember the last time I had to change one. Took 2 days to get the old one out, and then got one at the store, and it took me almost an entire day to put it back in, but that was my fault because I put it in backwards and trying to fit it into the slot, so I had to pull it right back out again. We're talking extreme Tetris as far as the engine compartment of this van.
Well, if you put it in backwards, at least you had a 50-50 chance of getting it right.
No, it basically the flywheel that the belt went on was on the inside rather than the outside, so I had to pull it back out and put it in the correct way, which was I've got to take the radiator loose, I've got to take the air conditioner hoses loose, and I've got to do another photograph of how the serpentine belt goes back on so I get that right when I put it all back together. But the original instructions are remove the right fender and tire, drain the radiator and remove that. And I'm going, that's an awful lot of work for an alternator. God help me if the power steering pump ever goes out, because it's even lower down on the engine block. I don't know that I could even reach it from the top.
All right, here we go. I've got it listed across the bottom. All the countries we're banned in.
How can we be banned in the Netherlands? And you left out all the commas.
Well,
that's just one long country.
It's for 2 minutes and 19 seconds.
They're banning the Star Spangled Banner?
I don't know what it is. No, I checked the Star Spangled Banner. It's longer. It's not that long. The only 2 minutes and 19 seconds is your music, Dan.
I'm honored. Um,
Yeah, they say you stole it. It's copyrighted.
by me, yeah. I
Didn't know
own the
you had a split
copyright.
personality. You stole it from yourself.
No, no, they just don't realize that I'm part of the show and I wrote the music and I own the copyright. And if I was Elon, I'd own those countries.
Mhm.
Oh, Pitcairn Island? All 5 people that live there. Um,
Oh,
Slovenia. Okay, look, nobody understands music in Slovenia. Somalia. Do they even have? I'm going to quit smarting off. I'm going to quit smarting off. We'll get in real trouble.
mm.
Yeah, those Somalians are nobody to mess with.
I don't know. I've had a few Somalians in my time. Put them straight in a bank account. Spent just like any other kind of money.
Yeah, but I, I I'm just going. I'm putting that up there just to show how asinine it is.
Yeah, really. Here we have music that was written especially for the show, copyrighted by someone in the show who actually wrote the music, and other people are protesting that there's no. Hey, do I have to write you out a contract that you can post and say,
I,
hey, this is licensed. This is officially licensed by the composer.
Joe, I think you ought to put that up every show. That's just
I
something to
think
be proud of. Say, there you go, BKM. Beat that.
You're really. We're banned in more countries than watch him. No,
Yeah.
no, that can't be right. That was cruel. Gabe on the stand. Yeah, well, I don't have any ex-wives there. What do you expect? I should probably fool around more.
You're just not trying hard enough.
Well, when you find perfection, you give up looking for anything else.
Yeah. And Teespring dinged me saying, your shirt's on the way. Your stupid o'clock shirt has been shipped. So supposedly
Bad
Friday.
news all around, huh?
I'll tell you. I'll lay in wait for him.
Yeah, come on,
No,
hates
actually,
Dan.
Friday I won't.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not telling me what company has filed this claim.
Mm. And since I have got it listed as copyrighted by me on the Bandcamp where the music is posted publicly, nobody's got a leg to stand on. I mean, it's a valid U.S. copyright. It's a
Yeah, but
valid worldwide copyright.
yeah, we're gonna have to discuss that Monday, Dan, because I'm gonna actually file a complaint against every one of these with the information from you,
Certainly.
and actually possibly put a link into you for theft of copyright.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, link you for theft of copyright. So if they want to play that game,
Hey,
they're stealing your copyright.
we might can find a little lawyer someplace that's willing to file some paperwork on a I get paid when we win situation.
If I can get my friend Randall Abbott to watch the show or live some night with us, he was a renowned lawyer here in Danville for many years, and has long since moved to California, but I get free legal advice from him all the time, especially copyrighted type things, because I was asking about my artwork stuff, a few years back, and he kind of filled me in on all the do's and don'ts. And
Oh no, Sierra Leone is on the list. That means I can't be in a Clint Eastwood Western.
Yep.
Damn.
And United States minor territories.
Do we have minor territories? I thought they were all old enough to drink.
I thought all those mines closed.
No, just the ones in Kentucky.
And I gotta be in my bonnet and posted something that
Gonna
whacked
get you
the
another 30-day ban?
possibly. I whacked the hornet's nest about EV vehicles.
Oh, okay.
Roughly, the oil companies make roughly a dime per 100 miles driven by gas vehicles. EVs don't pay that. And that rate breaks down to roughly $312 billion a year of our money, or of the EV owners' money, not going into the pockets of big oil. Now, who do you think's the center of all the anti-EV misinformation?
The senator from Standard Oil.
Yeah. And one guy posted up a reply. He goes, well, think about it when the battery packs go bad. How much does that cost? Well, now being that most battery packs are warranted for 100,000 miles, they're the equivalent cost of a new engine in a new vehicle. So that's a push. Next argument. Well, what about the gasoline-powered van pulling the diesel generator to charge the car on the side of the road? Well, one, the car's sitting on the side of the road out of charge because the owner neglected to charge his battery the night before.
And two, the entire meme is a myth.
Yeah. Also, there are no EV vans out there on the market that can even do the job of the gas burner yet. So, it's just like when you break down on the side of the road and that truck pulls up from the state. They don't fill your car up. They only give you enough gas to make it to the next exit. That charging, the rescue charger, only gives you enough charge to make it to the next charging station.
I heard now that Tesla is going to start charging people to recharge their vehicles at all the spots. They were going to try to do I guess, kind of a hookup for all EVs.
Tesla does not own electric companies, so how can he charge people for recharging the batteries on the vehicles?
They charge
no, at the stations. At the stations, like if you go to Dollar General or Casey's or Menards or Lowe's or somewhere where they have charging stations.
How many electrical charging stations does Tesla own?
Every damn one of them.
Every one.
You're kidding me.
Every one that has the Tesla name on it is their charger. They charge you for use. And they've been doing that for years.
But now what I'm saying is that they're going to adapt those for other EV vehicles that are not Tesla, because they're going to do like a multi-adapter.
Yeah. All the other EVs, Dan, have a universal charging port.
Mhm.
Tesla has their own charging port.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
So
kind of
never
like
never buy
iPhone
a
and
Tesla
Android.
EV then.
No, but you can use the other charging ports. They include a little adapter that plugs on the end of the others to plug into the Tesla.
Yeah.
And Tesla's fight to right to repair, but they're realizing that people are a lot smarter than that.
Mm. Well,
We
Uh,
hope.
there's a guy on YouTube called Rich Rebuilds. Those batteries are liquid cooled, which is why they get so much life out of them. One of the little coolant connector ports broke on one of the vehicles. Tesla wanted eight $8,000 to fix it because you got to drop the battery pack and do some stuff to change it. Rich Rebuilds rolled it in, looked at it, and he goes, "Okay, we need this, this." Went to Home Depot, bought the parts for $18, and fixed it.
yep.
And he says, now the reason Tesla wouldn't have done this is because they've not trained their techs how to do it. The techs have no clue. Their techs are kids straight out of high school that don't even know how to check oil.
Well, as much as I would like to have one of the Tesla trucks,
I
nope.
I knew those.
I will. They will never get any of my money, no matter what.
Joe
Until
Dog.
this
I knew those
until
ex-Walmart
this
employees had
bullshit's
to go
over.
somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, and there are no ex Walmart cashiers. They're all in the back picking your groceries for the online, making more money. And the ones working up the cash registers refused. And they're still making the same rate of pay. The ones out picking your groceries. And I love the Walmart delivery because not only do they pick your groceries, they scan it, they bag it, and they bring it to your front door for $8.
Well, the latest thing is that they're supposed to bring, or they're going to, maybe not yet, but they're going to bring your groceries in and put them away for you. That's what I
Yeah,
heard last week.
that's part of their Walmart Plus service. Yeah, I've seen 3 vans in the neighborhood at the same time. I'm going, yeah, okay. I, it's a little lazy not to go shopping and have your groceries delivered. That's a whole new level of laziness when you pay them to bring it in the house and put it up.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jenny was sick about midway through last week, and she had not done her weekly grocery shopping yet. And so she got online, and she was going to do a drive up, and they would just load them in her vehicle.
Yeah.
And so she ordered everything she wanted to order and had umpteen bags of groceries and cat litter and spring water and everything else in there. She had opened the trunk of her car. She knew she didn't have COVID or anything like that, but she just summer flu, and she didn't want to infect anybody. So she said, I'll open the trunk of my car. You put it in there. I'm good to go. And she got all the way home, and about a third on her list did not get put on the order. She found 4 or 5 items that she had no clue why they put them in there. And I said, well, look at your receipt. Did you get charged for them? Well, 3 out of the 4 items she didn't even get charged for. And then she got charged for the some of the ones that she didn't get. And I said, if you go back and take the ones back that you did not order and tried to get the other ones and that, I said, you're kind of screwed as far as your receipt goes because you accepted the order and drove off. But I imagine they'll do something about it. But
Oh yeah, they will.
it was one of those, you know, if they leave, go back there and check your order before you leave the parking lot.
The only problem we have had with the pickup orders is that they are no longer being as diligent as they were when the service was first introduced. And now half the green vegetables you get from the produce department are pretty much rotting before they get put in your car.
Yeah, don't. That's why I don't do any fresh
Yeah.
veggies order.
We don't do any click list anymore. If we can't go and pick out the stuff ourselves, that's fine. And we go through the checkout lines that are with a cashier and somebody else, a bagger, doing all the work that the store is supposed to do. The store does not pay me for bagging my own groceries. Now, if I've only got one or two things, yeah, I'll go through the self-checkout to keep from clogging up the line, because I know with 16 cash registers up front, they've only got 3 that are actually manned in any given store. Doesn't matter what brand. But, that's it's also why there is one major grocery chain that I will not buy food from anymore because you walk in and you can smell the rotting food.
Lovely.
And it doesn't matter how low the prices are if you know it's rotting before you actually pick it up off the shelf. Uh-uh. I'm not
Do you
no.
save any money with them? Not a lot.
You could. You personally could. Yeah.
Did you
Uh
get what I said there? Do you save any money with them? Not a lot.
yeah.
Is that who you're talking about?
I don't have the faintest idea what you're talking about, Joe.
I know. I know. Did you save a lot or not?
I still do not have a clue. You're assuming that I actually have a functioning television and watch ads. No, I don't have. I
No,
don't
we're
have the
calling.
face.
We're actually saying the name of the place.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Did you save a lot, Dan?
Sorry. That's not the one I'm complaining about.
Okay.
Okay,
There,
that's
there,
Fair enough.
you know, and my mother loves the place, and I'm going. Yeah, I walk in there. I smell rotting meat. I smell rotting vegetables. I don't want to shop there. Um, yep. If you're after stuff that is, you know, out of date saltine crackers, it's fine. Yeah. Who
oh,
cares? Who cares if your Nabisco is a little bit soggy instead of crunchy? Right. It's like the day old bread store. In order to get the best deals, you got to buy a month's worth of bread. You know what? You got 3 days from the time of purchase to eat a month's worth of bread. Otherwise, it turns green and fuzzy.
Now, I did hear something since you're
now
talking
I've
about
ran into
expert.
that issue with HallowCon. We've
Yeah.
actually bought supposedly fresh bread, and it be moldy by Sunday afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah.
means it was moldy on the damn shelf.
Yep.
Take it out and check each slice.
You got to move the mouse out of the way.
Oh, and Chris, since I see you're in the room commenting, just to make you feel better, I started work on the agenda today. Okay.
We have an agenda.
Yeah, we have an agenda for the 21st of August.
Oh, okay.
I heard on the news you were talking about expiration dates and stuff, that the best buy date is actually not an expiration date. You can supposedly, using my air quotes, supposedly uh, keep, whether it be bread or milk or whatever, past the best buy date. Now, if it has an actual expiration date on it, then that's get rid of it after that date.
Yeah. And Walmart has got into some trouble with their milk.
I was just about to say there are about 3 different stores that we would normally go to. You can buy milk with a sell-by date a week in advance of the date printed on the milk carton, and
It comes out in clumps.
You're lucky if it's not trying to turn into cottage cheese 2 days after you buy it.
Yeah. Walmart been having a bad problem with that, and while we were at the grocery store today, I noticed the labels have changed, and the style jug has changed. They may have changed vendors for milk.
Well, and I buy lactose-free milk simply because your dates, you can use lactose-free milk much longer than regular milk, whether it be whole milk or 2% or 1% or skim or whatever. And at which, of course, you can get all the above in lactose-free as well. And it doesn't taste any differently. I started out because I had a lactose problem using it, and then it kind of got better. I was taking Gas-X pills for a while, which took care of my lactose problems, go figure. And no, I wasn't misdiagnosed, but that's just how it ended up. And I thought, getting ready to go get milk one day, and I'm grabbing a gallon of Prairie Farms whole milk, vitamin D milk, and I'm thinking, why? I'm going to continue with the lactose-free milk because this Prairie Farms milk has a whatever July 31st expiration date on it, and then this half gallon of lactose-free milk, or a gallon, you can get a gallon in like Lactaid, something like that, has like a September whatever expiration date on it.
And well, I learned today almond milk goes against my constitution.
Yeah, it's with my ulcers, it's bad.
Oh, let's just say the revolution has been quite rough in my lavatory this evening. Yeah, it violated my constitution and something else.
Dan, I'm waiting for Joe Dog to play the video with the rocket going kaboom, followed by Goofy hollering.
No, it's
not going there.
Nope.
Hey, everybody's got their own favorite place to go to get the food that they need to get in order to live, and everybody's got their own favorite brands. And there are certain places where it's worthwhile to get a name brand rather than a store brand for some of the stuff, because if you open the store brand and it smells and tastes like dog food, or worse than the brand of dog food that you would normally feed your pet, you got to wonder, what are they doing with the rest of the stuff?
Hey, don't dish saying it tastes like dog food. Have you ever tried those Caesar's dog food? That's pretty good.
I can't say that I have. No.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna say is that Caesar's. I mean, no wonder the dog scarfed that stuff up. It's pretty good.
Joe Dog went to go buy some of that and looked and says, puppy pate. That sounds pretty nice.
Smells pretty good. Let me, yeah. Oh, damn, that's pretty good. Before I know what I've done, I'd eat the whole damn cup. The dog's sitting there looking at me like, that's mine. That was mine. Oh, you asshole. That was mine.
Well,
Oh,
for the
damn.
longest time, I thought Purina Cat Chow looked like the cereal pieces, not talking about the marshmallows, but the cereal pieces of Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
Well,
Damn, we just winding you up, huh?
no, I'm just sitting here thinking, there are several grocery store brands of, say, soup, and you open a can of Alpo for your dog and it smells better
Yeah.
and it's got more nutritional value than the store brand. And I'm going, yeah, I'm not going to start substituting Alpo for my soup, but I will buy the name brand of good soup in that very famous red and white can that I enjoy so much, that does not taste like dog food and does not smell like dog food. It smells and tastes like human food. Oh, and there's the blue cans that are also pretty well thought of as well, but they're more expensive. But, seriously, um, it took me a while to convince Lindsay that it was worth the extra money to buy the name brand rather than the store brand on several different foodstuffs, because it was actually food and not leftovers from an abattoir.
Well, I don't know if you guys have a Myers down south
Nope.
yet. I know they're expanding. They're talking about going out west, so I'm assuming they're going to go south too. First of all, let me backtrack for just a second. There is no supermarket or big box grocery store, any like that I love 100%. There's always going to be some little problems you're going to encounter, probably some of them temporary or some of them permanent, like what you're referring to, Dan. And that's just the way it is. One thing I like about Meyer up here, and maybe Carl and Donna may agree or disagree on this, but they have figured out the coupon situation pretty good. They they have it's called M-Perks, and you have the little app on your phone, or you can sign up online, and when you go up to the checkout, whether it be self-checkout or go into a actual living, breathing cashier, you can show your M-Perks like how I have, and they can scan your phone to get it in. Or you give them your phone number and they can get it that way. So then after that, while they're scanning all your items that you have, they're forming a history of, your shopping history is getting into their system by your number, and then the coupons generated either at the registers when you get your receipt, or ones that they send in the mail, and are all things that you buy. So like if Joe Dog was going in Meijer and buying cat food, and he gets a coupon book in the mail from Meijer, they usually have about 20 coupons in there. They're not going to give him a coupon for llama food or turkey chow or whatever. They're going to give them the ones for the cat chow or things like that, and the milk. And not only will they not do just milk, they'll do the milk that you buy, whether you buy their brand, whether you buy name brand, Prairie Farms, what have you, Dean's, whatever brand you buy. Same way with your bread and everything else. And they're actually substantial coupons, and so that part I love. And unlike manufacturer coupons, they do not charge taxes on it. But there's some other things they have to work on yet. But that part, I think, man, why can't Walmart, Target, Kroger, go on and on, Winn-Dixie or whatever, have a system like that with their coupons, to do something to where they say, okay, we know this is what you buy, and so we're going to send you coupons for bananas or SpaghettiOs or whatever it is that you're buying. And it's well, I buy that vitamin water all the time, and I will consistently, in about every coupon book that I get, whether it be the 20-ounce single bottles or the others, so.
Now, you're talking about like a rewards card from the...
Yes and no. There's actually no card or anything, but it's just they have your name and phone number in the system, and it's called MPerks. There's no actual card. Like I have the Meyer app here.
They pull it from your app, but okay.
And they pull it, yeah. So there's a thing up here that says MPerks ID, and as soon as you do that, there's a scan bar.
Yeah.
And now you could take the scan bar through if you're the type that likes to do self-checkout, which I do occasionally, not all the time, but if I'm in a hurry and time is money, I'll go through it. And where the scanner is, you just aim it at the scanner and it goes bloop, and you can do it. You don't have to do it at the beginning. You can do it at the beginning or the end or halfway through, whatever. Yeah, it'll take it no matter what.
Now, Bill, I know some people that refuse to use that, and here is their reasoning for refusing to use, like we have Food City and had a Food Line and all that here. The reason they don't do that, and this is what they've told me, that enters all your purchases into a database. And when the government decides to limit how much food you've got, they can actually pull that information and come into your house and take that food. I'm going, dude, if they come in my house to take my food, they're going to have to go through a lot more than a few bullets. There's dogs involved, too.
They're going to send Sasquatch into my house to steal my baby formula.
Yeah, there are conspiracy nuts that, Dan, people that way too, probably.
Yes, and there are also people like me that do not have any of their banking information, any of their credit card information, anything like that on their phone. A phone is to make phone calls or send texts. That's it. And a fairly good camera. That's it. Those three uses are all I need a phone for. I'm not putting my credit card numbers in the phone. I'm not putting my bank account information on the phone because there are remote devices that can scan just like they can read a credit card or a ATM card or whatever from a distance. And you have to have an RFID proof wallet like you just showed.
Do you know what that really is?
Aluminum.
No.
It's a Faraday cage.
No. Do you know what its original purpose was? It's a
To be
business card holder.
oh
Mm,
It no RF can read through this because we had the the badges at work. They
hmm
had to pull out and scan for access to stuff. I pulled mine up and waved it like that, and it didn't go. And I laid it on it, and it didn't work. I opened it up. As soon as I opened it up, boop.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to blow
They
your mind with
they actually
this.
make leather wallets like that now that have a basically a Faraday cage in the inside the structure of the wallet. So you
Yeah, it's threaded into it.
yeah you can't read any of the magnetic strip information off of a debit card or a credit card or anything else from the outside of the wallet.
Both of my credit card and my debit card, which carries the chip, and I think like my Discover card, you can just tap it on something. You don't have to insert the chip or swipe it, but you can tap it. But both of those have anti-theft devices built in to the card
Yeah.
that will not allow that information to be compromised from your uh, band on there. I'm having a senior moment, and I can say that now.
But yeah, and everybody goes, I love your wallet for your cards and stuff. Where'd you get it from? I said, ordered 500 business cards off of Vistaprint,
Hmm.
and they added that in,
Mm-hmm.
and they went, that's for business cards? I said, yeah. Business card, same size as a credit card.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I carry now.
I had one like that. It had a Superman logo on the front of it because I had to carry business cards when I worked at Menards in the garden center to hand out to people when they wanted something. And I would say, I'm going to get this in. Here's my card. Call back when, or write your name on this or whatever.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I used to carry one of those metal wallets like that. It was one of the as seen on TV ones
Yeah.
that you get. And I'm old school. I like a wallet in my back pocket, in my rear pocket of my Levi's, and none of those metal ones have ever lasted. Now, I'm a damn sight lighter than what I used to be, but it's still just as uncomfortable. I'm probably more uncomfortable now because I have much less padding on that backside than I
Mm-hmm.
used to.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just to do the I didn't have my wallet on me. Now I got it on the table, but my little uh, cheap cloth wallet that I got, it's I don't like sitting down at home and having it in my back pocket. It's kind of like the Princess and the Pea problem.
No,
Yeah.
there are all the vending machines at work in the break rooms now actually have Wi-Fi to where you can put your debit card or credit card up to the machine, and it will, instead of pulling some change out of your pocket and putting it in the machine, it will read that. It will also read your banking information off your telephone if you are one of those people that puts banking information off on your phone. And I don't. Um, yes, I am. Quite possibly, I am paranoid. The question in my mind is, am I paranoid enough? So far, no vending machine has charged me for stuff I didn't put a couple of dollars in to buy just from walking past it. And believe it or not, it would show up in my bank information within 45 seconds of whenever such a transaction took place. But no, I mean, I'm not one of those people that they're on the phone 24/7, 365. I'm not on. I'm not one of those people that are continuously on some app that does social media on their phone. I'm not one of those people that use my phone to go shopping at different online uh, vendors. My phone is for making phone calls, sending texts back and forth to my wife, and occasionally a camera. That's it. That's all I need it for. That's all I'm going to trust it to do.
Now, I will admit this: Sam's has an app called Scan and Go on their app site. You know, when you put it in the buggy, you scan the barcode, and when you get done, you click swipe to pay. Boop. I've not put any of that information on my phone. It pulls it directly from where I order off the computer here. Boop.
Hmm.
And then it goes transaction complete. Show phone to check out. I walk out and I hold my. The guy goes, I need to see your receipt. I hold up the phone, and he goes, doop, pops three of them in the buggy. I've not had to stand in that damn line that stretches
Mm.
halfway to the back of the store.
Laura does that a lot,
The scan and
especially.
go.
Hmm. Yeah, because she has Sam's Club membership,
Yeah.
and she'll go, especially on Fridays when we're getting ready to go to the auction, and she has a whole bunch of running to do to try to within a 2 hour period of time before she has to travel 20 minutes over this way to get her dad. And, um, you know, time is very precious to her. And that's a wonderful way to do that. It's a matter of getting
Now,
used to it.
now I did learn one thing: don't buy $700 worth of meat a week before convention and try to use that, because it then immediately pulls it from your PayPal account and holds it and rejects the sale.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That'll,
Dan, uh, I don't think Chris was there, but Ruth was there and Donna was there. And when I pulled up my PayPal account and looked at it, and I showed them, you've got my money. Well, it didn't clear our computer system. It'll clear out in a few days.
Yeah, but I don't need the groceries in a few days. I need them today.
Yeah, I need this today. Uh, so they said, it'll refund and we'll hold this back in the cooler, come back and get it. Everything will be fine. Uh, Needless to say, the meat we bought for HallowCon this year was purchased Thursday morning. But I, if Donna and Ruth were not there with me, I would have gone to jail that day. $700 worth of meat. They pulled $700 out of my account, wouldn't give it back. Hey, Ryan. So, needless to say, I was a little upset.
I would have been too, but um,
I don't, Dan, and you know me, I don't get angry very easy. It's got to be something big to get me.
well, I would clarify that you don't get angry without sufficient provocation. As for easy, once you've developed the sufficient provocation, easy ain't got nothing to do with it anymore. It's already went, past the Praetorian Guard and got up to the gates, and you know, it's time for DEFCON 5.
Yeah,
Go.
Carl, that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Oh, oh,
The one thing about Walmart that I do not care for, regardless of whether you're going through a self checkout or by cashier, some purchases, if you use your debit card or something like that, if they'll ask you if you want any cash back, and if you hit no, then they don't give you the option to punch in your PIN number. Now, I'm not super sorry about that. I'm not super paranoid about things, but I will randomly, probably about 70% of the time, punch in my PIN so my bank knows, hey, this is me making this purchase. And that I will especially do that,
Excuse me.
like on our trips to Chicago, places that I don't go to quite as often, things of that nature.
hey, Rob Brown. Bill, you may actually know who Rob Brown is. It's Rob E. Brown, Reb, the comic book illustrator.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
who Rob Brown is. Yeah. Rob, and I got to tell you something. This Donna Carleen got a whole half pint of my finest, and let's say she got wound up, but it didn't take her down like it does everybody else. Dan, you saw it. She
Yeah,
was still functional, but she was lit pretty good.
I was just about to point out that it didn't take me down either. Now, I didn't have a half a pint by myself, but
Yeah,
uh,
Rob's going. Oh Lord, yeah,
hey,
Rob.
the whole bottle of Statesman bourbon that we split on Sunday night with you and me and Chris, that didn't take me down either.
No, but had
So,
you feeling good?
oh yeah, I felt good from the first sip, but
Yeah.
yeah, Donna, take a bow.
Take a
Um,
bow. Rob will tell you take a bow because Rob had about that much of it, and he didn't remember the rest of the night.
Seriously, I don't want to claim superherohood or anything, and I'm sure Donna doesn't either. But some of us have developed a sufficiently advanced capacity over the years, decades, um, quarter centuries, or whatever, however you want to measure it.
And
Viking genes, yes, indeed, Donna. There we go.
and
Oh, and let's see if Chris gets to stick around this time.
and I hate to say it, guys, I can't drink anymore.
We
Oh,
hate to hear it,
yep.
actually.
Yeah,
But if it keeps you alive, we're all for
yep.
it.
You can always drink this. Oh, don't even have the label right. And this is not the caffeinated one, Dan. So before you even ask, I almost thought about buying some of that again.
I
Don't
might
you dare.
I
Don't you
might bring
dare.
my little 1 cup Keurig, and I'll have coffee there for everybody. But the 1 cup Keurig is going to be my Black Rifle coffee to keep me motivated through the weekend.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to have none of that anymore. I'll tell you that.
Well, did you try it?
Yeah, man, I had the two different Black Rifle ice coffees. I got them at Rural King.
Oh, so you didn't have the fresh cut?
Oh, you
I
can
had
have it.
I had it on the show even that one night.
Smell, yeah.
I forget which one I got. I think I got the
Hello,
espresso.
Meow,
Hello,
meow,
kitty.
meow,
Bow, bow,
meow.
bow.
Everybody's a smartass.
Yep. And I'm the smartest.
Better than being a dumbass. And Donna, give those jeans back to that Viking. He's going to need it in the next game.
Viking games?
Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
But I was trying to think of a famous Minnesota Viking to use in that little reference, and then my mind went blank. But then again, that's normal.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan, I'm going to have to find that video again and send it to you. Before the thing broke on the guy, he developed a supercharger for his water-cooled computer.
Okay.
Now, when I say supercharger, I'm talking supercharger that sits on top of a Top Fuel dragster looking thing with the rotating screws that could move. I think he said it was moving like 30 CFM through the cooler.
Not bad.
Sorry, I don't put that much stress on my computers. They don't need radiators or water cooling.
But yeah, it had the scoop and everything on it. It was like, oh, cool.
Well, that was the general idea, to keep it cool. Yes.
He wound it up to 10,000 RPM, and it wasn't pretty on the front end of the supercharger, especially since it was 3D printed. Rob, with the compute, I think I know which brother-in-law you're talking about, and with the computing power that he had, yeah, he needed it. And yes, Rob, BKM will be on our HallowCon's show Tuesday. Not this coming Tuesday, but next Tuesday night. My suspension should be lifted by then.
Unless the new one starts.
Yeah, really. Overlapping.
Damn, already went back up.
Oh, totally unrelated, but since Dan and Chris are here, I heard an interesting piece of trivia. Our local classic rock station, WKIO 107.9 FM, was playing Tiny Dancer by Elton John. And I found out the backstory to that song. Bernie Taupin's wife was a very talented dancer in her own right. She would go on the concert tours with EJ and the band, and actually even mend Elton John's elaborate costumes. So think of all the sequins she had to sew back on the costumes. But Bernie and Elton wrote that song as a tribute to Bernie's wife. And I've been an Elton John fan since like 1974, 75. And this is the first time I ever heard that story in my life.
I've heard a few other stories.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to respond to Carl. Carl, I hate to say this, but most of my bands here recently have come since I met you and the Secret Humor Group. That's all I'm going to say. I was a good boy before then.
The price of Rick rolling is not cheap.
Well, if you're going to be banned, at least make it Ray Band.
No, Ray
Get
ain't
some
got
good,
nothing to do with this.
get some good shades out of the deal.
Oh, come on now. Everybody knows the best thing is cheap sunglasses.
Yep.
I don't know. I kind of like the Foster Grant Iron Man sunglasses. The ones I bought now make me look like I should be on Bill Dance Outdoor Fishing or Virgil Ward or Babe Winkleman.
Bill Dance has been on air for decades. He must be doing something right.
Yeah, he was my favorite.
I liked Orlando Wilson too with his Braves cap.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Um,
Where is Halloween going to be this year? All over the world.
but
Except,
HallowCon will be in Dalton, Georgia.
HallowCon will be at
Same
the
place
same
it's
bat
been.
time, same bat channel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same place in Dalton that we've always been in Dalton. And Rob, all I'm gonna say is you at least need to come and visit Brian because you will be surprised beyond surprised. You think so, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
He may not even recognize the place.
Oh, that's a definite possibility.
Yep.
what, they did some upgrades?
Oh, they did a
Mm,
whole lot of upgrades. Have you
Oh
seen the
yeah,
pictures?
not
They,
No, I
everybody
haven't,
has
but I
them.
remember you guys talking about them needing to do.
well,
Well, they've
Um,
got a lot that they needed to do done.
I need to hit the other
it's good.
document. Documents.
Oh, I'm saving it as a surprise for everybody. Most everybody. There's a few
Well,
people I've let
where the
know.
oh,
hell is?
oh, oh, don't tell me the second ice machine actually, the door will open now.
Hmm. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Well, I was going to pull up some pictures of Rob's artwork, but it's not on this computer. It's on that computer in the box, so I can't do it.
Yeah.
Mm,
I'll tell you, Rob has done some beautiful artwork for HallowCon in the past, uh, and also for the other convention called FantasyCon
mm.
or FantasyCon, just depending on how you want to pronounce it.
Yeah,
Yep.
hey, people got a right to have their own individual accent.
Yeah. I'll be right back. Hold on a
Fantasy.
minute, guys.
Okay. Oh yeah, Rob, Auto Cucumber is really a pain in various nether regions.
We have
Uh,
met the enemy and it is autocorrect along with us.
we have my wife and I have tried to turn that crap off on our phones for years, and it'll vanish temporarily. But as soon as the phone gets an update, it comes back,
Yep,
and
it's
I'm going,
hardwired.
no, no, no. I never say ducking. That is not a word in my vocabulary. No. Um, especially when I'm texting my wife. This is supposed to be private, not. It's not like I'm putting a post on Facebook
Social
or
media.
yeah, any of those things. Even though I've only got two.
I've added some Yosemite Sam swear words to the vocabulary of mine on my phone. And
No,
it's
Rob,
funny.
we're not.
Well, I mean, I think all of the autocorrects or all the vocabularies on your computers and phones should have raggin' fraggin' idjit.
Mm.
My personal favorite's horse fritters.
That was a great Marx Brothers movie.
No,
And
no,
no,
no, no.
Rob, we're not. We're not doing fantasy at this point in time.
Where did that? No. I see that now. No. I see, Rob. I suggested that in one of the early staff meetings, and I swear I think 3 pistols got laid on the table.
There's too many going
One
on.
wonders at the motivation of that.
Mhm.
Well, there's also too many competing conventions at the time.
Mm.
And some new
I
ones got
remember
added.
back in the day, there were only 3 conventions in the whole world.
Yeah.
Well,
Stupid red X.
I'm not even going to ask what you did.
mm,
Seriously, I'm not even going to ask what you did. Something electronic just does not like you.
Well, I'm trying to find.
okay, Carl. You and Donna have a good night. Good luck tomorrow at your early Meyer shopping experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, covert shopping. I wonder if Carl goes through the self checkouts at Meyer.
Yes, he does. He complains about it constantly.
Does he?
Yeah, because when he does, there's nobody to do the checkout except for him and the little girl that stands there and goes, "Can I see your receipt?" No, you made me do the checkout. You stood there and watched me. You don't need to see my receipt. These are not the drawers you're looking for.
I keep asking him, where do I punch in my employee discount number? And can you tell me what my employee number is for having to do
Mm-hmm.
all this myself?
And they don't want to hear that either.
Oh my goodness. We're banned
Oh,
in Djibouti.
mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Evidently somebody's claiming copyright to my music.
Yeah, well, they better pay you for your.
Oh, Joe Dog talked about getting a lawyer.
And
And
do you hear about Shakira's problems with the Mexican government?
And the Spanish government. She was
They
married
said,
to a soccer star in Spain, but he cheated on her.
well, she supposedly is supposed to be not been paying the government what she's supposed to pay them off of all her royalties. They claim they have been doing it, or she does, or her PR people do, or whoever.
Apparently, the Spanish government was not satisfied with the amount that they were paying.
all right, I just checked my Bandcamp where my music is posted and where all this stuff comes from, and yes, copyright notice is well displayed. Um, it's right there. So somebody wants to claim my copyright? Remember, I am from the South in the United States. I will hunt you down, and then I will unleash the lawyers. You wish I took it in my own hands. Silliness,
$24
silliness.
million in tax fraud, apparently. And she's kind of looking at 8 years in prison because of that.
It'll never get to that.
Well,
They'll probably reach a settlement.
never say never.
Hey,
Okay, it is highly unlikely it gets to that point. They will probably come to a
And
settlement.
And you can say I'm referencing the James Bond movie or the song, either one.
Or the same.
You know, which now I'm trying to think of who sang that song. Never say never.
I thought it, Donna, but I didn't say it.
This is
So
not
as soon
the
as I
green
pop
room.
up my Google to check on the amounts and that, this is what I see. Google sends me these pictures of Shat. Apparently, he's slamming all the new Star Trek shows, or that's what they're claiming on
Thank you, Ace.
GiantFreakingRobot.com.
Yeah, well, and others, Ace, others are the U.S. Copyright Office and the Library of Congress and a few other things. So, hey, um,
Dotted
my
all your I's and crossed your T's, or huh?
well, I was in good shape before my personal lawyer retired. He used to have quite a reputation in this area, and enough said about that because I don't want my ex-lawyer who's retired to sue me for saying something inappropriate. So
Hmm.
You need to get the Teamsters involved.
I'm
They'll
already in.
protect you.
I'm already in the United Steelworkers, so
Yeah.
I am a union member. Um,
Can I use that as a segue, Dan?
can I stop you? I mean,
Oh
seriously.
yeah, you have a controls. I don't. You can easily stop me.
No,
I
I, I can't violate the laws of physics here, Bill.
All right,
Um,
I'm happy now.
oh,
happy
that'll be the
camper.
day.
I'm happy.
Happy joy.
Yeah, it's happy, joy, because I've got some stuff to show you. Wait a minute. Where the
Okay.
hell's all the years?
And I'll do my this day in history after that. But since Dan's talking about unions. Ah,
I'm just looking for.
Rob, I have not seen any of the new stuff
Hmm.
since Deep Space Nine. That tells you um,
Hmm.
the last I've
Real
watched
hot
any.
minute.
Well, I've seen some of the movies, obviously, some of the newer movies, but I think the last Star Trek movie I saw, Benedict Cumberbatch was in.
Oh, okay. Uh, well, Rob, Bill's entitled. Bill Shatner is entitled to his opinion. Um, I'm
I'm
willing
not
to get.
entitled to his opinion.
Oh, you're entitled to his opinion too, and he'll gladly tell you you are entitled to his opinion. No, I've seen like pilot episodes of stuff on streaming services that I don't patronize, but they posted freebies of the pilots for different series on a platform which I am allowed to watch unimpeded, and I thought 2 out of 3 times it showed promise. The third out of 3 times I go, who is sleeping with who to get this crap made?
Believe it or not, the new Star Trek stuff that I enjoy probably more than anything that I continue to watch as long as they continue to make them is Star Trek Continues with Jimmy Doohan's son, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not within the equation we were discussing, but yeah,
Well, yeah, I know.
the professional Star Trek stuff. And notice how carefully I didn't identify which was the one I thought sucked and which was the two that I thought were showing promise. But yeah, I can't afford to patronize every streaming service out there. Otherwise, there would have been absolutely no point for us turning off the satellite dish and not having to pay $200 a month for 3 channels that we actually watched. And we've got just the ones that seem to fit our viewing preferences most closely, and one of the 4 of those is free as long as you don't mind commercials. So,
and if you're over the age of 35, you shouldn't mind commercials because
I'm well over the age of 35, and yes, I still mind commercials, especially when it's the same one every 5 minutes.
Well, the real treat of Star Trek Continues is Michelle Specht.
Mm-hmm. Well, I told Chris in a Facebook message, or not you, Chris, but Doohan, that I thought that he did his father a great honor in his portrayal of his character in Star Trek Continues and that. And he told me, he said, "Thank you very much. That's what he was hoping to go for," but he was trying to be humble in his statement, and I totally understand that. But I mean, I know that's how much he thought of his father in that role to perfect it in a sense.
I wind up wishing that Sean Pertwee and one of the Troughton boys would agree to play their father's version of Doctor Who in some of the reconstructions and some brand new episodes of stuff if it ever got written. But they can do their old man's voices and mannerisms and appearance quite well, almost frighteningly well. And I think it would be a great and good thing if they were asked to do it and agreed. But who knows? That may never happen. It might happen next week. Who knows?
Well, I have an apology to Rob. I do not have any of his artwork to save.
Rob, send Joe Dog some artwork.
It's all in the other computer. Joe already said that.
Well, I just pulled it out. No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It was on an individual external hard drive, and it's not there.
You don't have time to go and look through all the external hard drives.
Yeah, well, I only got 2 extra. I've got 3 external hard drives, and I can only locate 2, which is a little upsetting.
I think I've got 35 external hard drives.
Rob, if you have an artwork page or a website that your artwork is on, share it in the comments, and then
I'm about to help him out.
Click on it.
Put it on the Stupid O'Clock page, Chris.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I mean, Rob, I'd love to show off some of your artwork because it's great, but I have no clue where it is.
Yeah, I was about to get started doing the cover artwork for the next book, and um, I realized that I don't have
Ouch.
the the paper necessary, the size of paper necessary to start doing the layout on it. I've got to get hold of some 11 by is it 11 by 17 or 11 by 14? I can't remember. Uh, One of those bigger things. Anyway, I don't have any on hand. I used to have some, but it's all been used up. So I've got to go someplace and buy some more, or grab a handful from work. Um, Probably wouldn't need more than about 3 sheets to the wind. That to get stuff done. I'm really itching to get out my light board and start doing the basic sketch. And I have actually researched where I have to go to get carbon paper so I can transfer it, the final drawing, to an actual canvas.
Well,
So
I'll tell you right now, Rob Brown could probably point you in the right direction for that. That's
well, I mean, seriously, it's just paper and carbon paper. I've found where I need to go to get that, but I have not had the time, and it's not a matter of budget. It's a matter of
There's an image.
yeah, I see
having to
that.
leave the house. So
I'm working on that right now. Now what do I got to do here? That's what I got to do. Rob, we found artwork.
And a little advertising for us.
Come on, there we go. There's Rob and some of his artwork. I think that's about as big
okay.
as I can get it.
Oh,
If I share it on the Stupid O'Clock page, will it work better?
That will probably work better. Yeah, but yeah, see, there's
oh,
some of the artwork. That's for
oh, Cap.
Excuse me. I tried to hit the
Bless you.
mute, but I wasn't quick enough on the clicker. Uh,
it snuck up on you.
oh yeah, really. Why should I be sneezing at this time of night?
Rob goes his short-legged Captain America. All
He
right.
could be standing in something, but no, that's good, Rob.
All right, Joe. I just shared it to Stupid O'Clock. Hopefully, that'll give you a better.
A better picture of it.
Yeah.
All right, let me. Yeah, since I'm banned, my pages are not up where they should be. Doodly doo, doodly doodly doodly. I think that's about the same. Yeah, it's the same. But yeah, I will tell you, Rob does some fantastic artwork.
Yep.
And if you ever want a Universal Monster drone, absolutely get a hold of Rob because Rob, correct me if I'm wrong, you are actually authorized to draw some of the early Universal monsters. Is that correct? I got to mute my mic for a second. Okay, I'm back.
Me too. That was a sneezing fit that was unexpected. Usually that only happens in the morning.
Uh, well, it is the morning.
No, I mean more like sunrise kind of morning.
Oh, anybody can? Okay. Oh, and Rob, by the way, I do have vendor booths still available for HallowCon. Just saying.
Dan, I got a neat little freebie today from my little sissy Jenny. I was going over there to help her on the sale. She come up, and I guess she assumed this was mine that she got when I lived across the street from her. But it's a great big art bin box, plastic box that has a little clip on it that you can clip paper on the outside. A lot of times you'll see a lot of contractors using them when they're going to pick up materials at Lowe's or Menards or wherever. But then it opens up. It's about yay thick. It's 9 by 12 or thereabouts. It also has another little paper holder, the little spring-loaded one. On the inside on one side. On the other side, it has accordion files, places for like Prismacolor pencils or Pitt pens or whatever, and then other little pockets in there. And I said, oh, this is kind of neat. It's a little different. And but it did specifically say it was for artwork and not for contractors. And I said, well, I might buy this off of you. It wasn't mine, but I said, I'm interested in it. And she just gave it to me. She said, well, this is the least I can do for me helping her, But I never seen that one like that before. But it's a like an ABS hard shell plastic though.
Oh yeah.
Looks like it'll take some wear and tear.
I had one of those that was regular notebook paper sized that I used to tote around all the forms that I had to fill out for stuff at work.
I wish Ryan Permission was still in here. Watching, because this is what Rob just sent in to us. He worked with the Lugosi estate on Bella's comic book. So, yeah, Ryan. I'm sure Ryan knows who Rob is, and it would probably be freaking out knowing, holy crap, he's tuned into the show. Yeah, and we look at it like, it's just Rob.
We have gotten spoiled.
Yeah.
We really have. We know a lot of folks in a lot of different areas of expertise and professions, and we know them, so they're just them. But somebody else reading the names would be, oh my God,
Well, we're lucky enough to have our lives enriched by having them in it and knowing them.
Oh yeah,
definitely so. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And people at work ask me what I do for fun on my off days, or ask me about going to conventions, and I'm name dropping folks, and they're going, you actually know them? And I'm going, well, yeah. And so it's a big deal for somebody that has not explored fandom the way we have.
Yeah.
And basically, it's accidental, it's incidental that we've met these folks and we're on first name basis, and belly up to the bar next to them and just have a good time, and can carry on a conversation or whatever. And we know them as people.
Yeah.
Other folks know them as names without knowing the people behind the name. And if you knew the people behind the name, you'd be even more impressed.
Oh yeah. Like
Seriously.
like Rob. Rob knows me through the little mason jar.
Oh Lord, I was privy to a Facebook discussion, or no, it was on YouTube. Somebody was asking about mason jars and southern cuisine and things like that, and folks are just going, well, it goes back to the Depression when a lot of folks didn't have anything but mason jars. There weren't any fancy glassware. There wasn't a Target or a Walmart or whatever to go shopping at.
And
You,
plastic hadn't become a thing
yeah,
for.
plastic had not even been invented
And
beyond.
usually those mason jars that you were drinking your sweet tea out of in dinner had the canned vegetables earlier that day.
Yeah, really. All you had to do is dump out the green beans and wash it up good, and that's where your sweet tea went. Yep.
Absolutely, Rob.
Yep. Exactly. Um, I'll be right back. There's something I got to take care of.
All right.
Have you heard the story about the number 13 mason jars? So if you know that possibly all mason jars, but I know at least the older mason jars, if you turn them over on the bottom, they have a series of numbers. And a lot of mason jars are worth some money for various reasons, because of the lids or condition of the jar. But another one is that if you can find a number 13 mason jar, it could be worth an exceptional amount of money, simply because when they were out during Depression era time, people were so superstitious about things that if they picked up a big pack of mason jars to do their canning and that such with, and they saw one that had the number 13 on there,
They busted.
busted it up right away because they didn't want to bring on bad luck. Kind of like if somebody want to say, if you give a plant to somebody or a flower, and you're not supposed to say thank you for a plant, that's bad luck. Or if Chris gave you a knife, you're supposed to give Chris a penny back so that you don't produce bad luck. So that's the deal with the number 13 mason jars. So because of the busting up, there's obviously not very many of them. A year ago, August, when we were doing the Kramer estate sale, the lady, because she collected every frickin' thing in the world, some old, some not so old, we had about 50 or 60 mason jars to go through and clean up and try to see if they're just going to be sold at the sale or otherwise. And one of Laura's friends told her the story about the number 13 mason jar, and Laura looked it up, did her homework to verify the stories that were true, which they are. And lo and behold, we had 3 number 13 mason jars in this estate sale. One had a pretty vicious crack in it. And so that in turn was just kept in the estate sale. The other 2, because of their condition, we put them on eBay to sell. One sold for $169, and the other one sold for, I think it was $327 or $328, something of that nature. And there's other things that, of course, make mason jars worth. There a lot of the lettering and some of the older ones have different titles other than just saying mason. where there's all sorts of things, I guess, if you're into that, to collect it or what have you. But the number 13 one, because of the reason why it's so valuable, was always something that kind of captured my interest, at least.
Yeah. I just found a very scary picture. I got to get back to it. Hold on a minute. I mean, it's terrifying.
Hmm.
I believe it's from HallowCon, judging from some of the decorations.
Hmm.
But yeah, this could scare people right here. Could get me in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's the one.
Hmm.
Yeah, this could get me in trouble. This is a very terrifying picture.
Mhm.
That's me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's me, and that's Donna right next to me. She don't want those pictures shown.
Mhm.
Yeah, 'cause people will figure out where her hand is.
It's a good thing
Can
we're not on the air right now.
can you see the look on my face?
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised too.
Yeah, I recognize
now
people.
you know what Kermit the Frog looks like just before the cameras roll.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, ball jars, yes indeed.
You had
Which
a
which
look of
are
bewilderment on your face. Huh?
Uh,
Hey
yeah.
Hey, Rick.
Rich.
Who we got? Hey,
Uh
Rich. Okay.
yeah.
And Dan Darden said they are ball now. I guess he's referring to the mason jars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, one good thing about the COVID shutdowns that came from it was that people got into the whole canning thing again.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
some people thought that died with their parents or grandparents, and that the whole tradition of it. And I know I was going into Menards. When I used to work there, we had a whole aisle, one whole side of an aisle devoted to uh, ball jars and all the canning supplies and little incidentals for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of stupefied me. I'm like, why a whole side of the aisle? And they said, because we sell a lot. It's high in demand.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole COVID thing happened. And then you couldn't keep enough of them off the shelves. I
Yep.
mean,
Well, little home gardens really took off.
mhm.
Yeah, indeed.
Mhm.
It was kind of like Depression and World War II all over again.
And
Vic-
there are a lot of
Victory
us that
gardens.
there are a lot of us still whose families through a couple of generations actually made home canning a family tradition because of uh, the Depression, World War II, rationing, everything else that went along with it. When my grandmother died, or my paternal grandmother died, uh,
Mhm.
she had more quart jars of green beans and tomatoes and whatever home canning in her closet than she had clothes.
Mm.
We're talking, you could probably have filled up the bed of your average size pickup truck just with what was in canning jars in that one closet.
I wonder if any of them were still edible.
Oh, hell yeah, because there wasn't a single one that was more than 2 years old.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say like decades old or
Oh,
something.
no. I mean, this is actual edible food. If it's over 2 years old, it goes into the hog slop for the next door neighbor, and you wash the jar out and you refill it from the garden from that year.
Mhm.
Everything's
Oh,
fresh.
I found another HallowCon picture I need to share.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Oh dear. I'm gonna get fussed at for this one for sure.
D-
You want me to do it? You ready for me to do it, Bill?
You can only die once. Oh, I take that back. You can get killed several times over that.
Uh-uh.
Hi, Chris.
I knew it was going to be me.
So,
Yeah.
Dan, who do you think the new host of Stupid O'Clock will be now, since Joe's going to be suffering the fate of Jimmy Hoffa?
I ain't raising my hand.
It's going to be Donna, and we're all going to be in trouble.
Yay.
Oh my word. Yeah, I got
Now,
to share. I got to share this one.
oh dear.
Where'd it go? It went away. There it is. Yeah. Yeah. I did good. Uh, Dan, see if you can tell me who this guy on the right is.
Oh,
Nope. Nope. Nope.
I know exactly who it is.
Let me zoom it in a little bit. Pull it over. Zoom it in a little bit. Pull it over.
You just
Keep
hover
on
over the
being around.
tag.
You're going to tag him. You got him tagged there.
Yeah,
I do. Oh
Yeah,
no.
can't you see it? Now,
yeah, there is a tag there.
Do you know who that is now, Dan?
No.
Remember the beer puller?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Jesse.
Yeah. Much younger at the time of the photograph was taken, yes. Well, not
Dan,
that much younger, but yeah.
that's only 7 years ago.
yeah.
Yeah, and if you looked at pictures of me from 7 years ago, I had more hair. And
Well, the thing is, he was
some of
told
them
never,
actually had color.
hey, he was told never to shave that beard again.
Yep.
Oh, all right, 15 minutes to go. I got to make a run. I got to do Dan's trick.
Just give you 3 steps.
No, I think it's a little further to the little boy's room than it
A little
is to my
further
beer
than 3
fridge.
steps.
Yeah,
Yep.
a bit.
Well, I'll go ahead and do the thing I was going to do here about an hour ago.
There you go.
Oh, I neglected to go on your lead in, and then I mentioned Jimmy Hoffa a little while ago, and actually it was on this date in 1975 that American labor union leader Jimmy Hoffa disappeared. He was last seen in Bloomfield Township, Michigan, near Detroit. He was involved in the International Brotherhood of Teamsters from 1932 to 1975, first as an organizer and then as president from 58 to 71. He had long had ties to organized crime, and he went to jail in 1967 on a 13-year sentence for jury tampering, attempted bribery, and fraud. He didn't resign, though, his Teamsters presidency until he made a deal with President Nixon in 1971. Nixon commuted his sentence in exchange for Hoffa's agreement to stay away from union activities until 1980. Well, not surprisingly, the Teamsters Union supported Nixon in the 72 re-election campaign. Hoffa wasn't happy with the arrangement, but he had lost the support of the Teamsters and the Mafia. And Nixon's restrictions were probably due to a request by senior union officials. Hoffa told friends he was going to meet with 2 Mafia leaders at the, and I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce this right, Marcus Red Fox restaurant in Bloomfield Township. When he didn't return late that evening, his wife called the police, who found his car in the parking lot, but no sign of Hoffa. He was finally declared dead in 1982. I remember that. And of course, there had been rumors, but since disproved, that he was murdered and his body was buried in the end zone at Giants Stadium. And there you have it. And that was your stupid clock bicentennial minute.
And Mythbusters proved it to be fake.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, being buried in the end zone at least.
Yeah, among others, yeah. But, yeah.
The latest theory is he was cremated and his ashes just dumped.
Also heard he was possibly dumped in the East River and had weights tied to him so he wouldn't float up and got devoured by various
critters.
Yes.
Some people
Again,
have
it's a
yet
theory.
to discover
I don't
the many uses of chicken wire.
know.
Well, I know SNL had a heyday with Jimmy Hoffa. Of course, after his disappearance, and that, much like Ferdinand Marcos and several others.
Francisco Franco is still dead.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that. That was back when Saturday Night still had the Muppets, and I was interested in watching it.
Oh, something I got to mention before I forget. Saturday was the 77th birthday of Dame Helen Mirren. Who is still lovely after all these years.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And Friday was Bugs Bunny's birthday.
Yep. So what we were talking about backstage before the show about the authorized builder of the Batmobiles that's located in Logansport, Indiana. My friend who sent me actually he sent me a link to, it's called Fiberglass Freaks, which I guess is this guy's thing, and he has numerous t-shirts. One being of the Batmobiles that he's building. And I guess if he's licensed, which it supposedly is, I guess it's okay.
Yep. All right. Where did we go? There we are. I guess Bill's Wi-Fi is creeping out on him.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. But he's had a good run so far tonight. Maybe he'll be back. We've still got 10 minutes. Well,
and
8.
Chris, hang around after because of need to talk to you about some stuff I'm putting on the agenda.
Okay.
All right. He plunked back in.
There we go.
Temporarily. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but Wi-Fi was working perfect all night and decided to go super wonky again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Your next door neighbor's watching Netflix is what it is.
Yeah.
Or gaming.
Well, Well, I have to sign up for that $50 a month Xfinity thing. Woohoo! That they get you for a 2-year contract, but
I know people blast AT&T, but if I could get a picture like Danny Trejo did with Lily, the spokesperson character, I'd probably switch too.
They say, isn't she a comedian, stand-up comedian?
I think she's like an actor. She probably does comedy, and she
I've heard,
actually does some charity work too.
I've heard that she did stand-up, and she says stuff that make Bob Saget blush.
Wow. Well, it's funny.
What about Red Fox?
It's funny that you mentioned that. I was thinking about somebody else who I thought was more innocent and pure like Bob Saget. Did you hear his stand-up routine? Was Buddy Hackett.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, you have no idea.
Because I remembered him from the Love Bug, and I thought he was this nice, sweet guy and all that.
Oh,
He a bad word out of his mouth, and then I heard him do a stand-up comedy routine. And I was like, holy crap.
Well, he always set Johnny Carson on edge every time he come on the Tonight Show because Johnny was always afraid that he was going to say something, and it was always starting to tell a joke, and Johnny knew that joke was going to go south really quick.
And he was on some of the celebrity roasts that Dean Martin produced.
I love the celebrity roast and Don Rickles.
Oh, Don Rickles is is a legend. Let's just
Have you ever seen the celebrity roast of Don Rickles?
Yes, I have. And
they got up there, they ripped him, and Dean Martin goes, and now, ladies and gentlemen, for the man of the hour, and everybody else got up and left.
Because he was going to tear into them.
I've actually seen the unedited version of that. It ain't on YouTube. Oh, Lord. That was one of the highlights of my late night childhood television viewing, is when they did the celebrity roast, and you knew that for broadcast TV there was a lot of stuff that didn't get shown.
Oh man!
And Foster Brooks, sober as a judge, got up there, and would swore he was 16 sheets in a high gale.
Well, yeah, and Dean Martin had the reputation of being drunk all the time, and basically, when you saw him on the shows taking a sip out of what you thought was whiskey, it was apple juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right color, right consistency, no alcohol. Actually, he hated being around drunk people. He actually went upstairs one of his wife's parties in their own home, called the cops to get everybody else out of the house so he could go to bed, because he had to play golf the next morning, and his wife did not find out until after he had passed away, and it evidently that was a part of an interview that he gave that had not been, that particular segment had never been seen before. And then she found out. I don't know if there was a Ouija board or an exorcism involved, but I'm sure he got an earful after that, living or dead. So.
Well, speaking of Foster Brooks and Dean Martin, that scene where Dean's at the bar and Foster Brooks walks in as an airplane pilot.
Oh, yes, that is a classic routine. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, if you're of an age, you can actually remember the Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis variety show, where a lot of stuff that happened later in not only their movies but different TV specials got fine-tuned, got practiced, got perfected.
Yeah. Oh, well,
They were.
guys, we're about 3 minutes and 30 seconds from Dan taking over on his side. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up with
All
a
right.
thank you, Dan. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Bill.
You'll have to catch that in a replay.
And
Yeah.
Donna,
I'm going to
Rob,
run off to the necessary, so y'all go
Carl,
ahead.
Dan, Rich, thank you for joining in on the chat.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, everyone that was in the chat. Thank you, everyone that showed up in the show, and
especially Rob Brown for popping in. I mean, having Rob, we're going to have Rob on the show one night.
that sounds
Yep.
like fun.
Oh, it is. All right, and Dan, you ran off on us. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
he's getting ready for.
He's getting ready for his show. So somebody just popped in. Donna Carleen saying hi, Rich, and we're going to pack it out. Chris, like I said, hang around because I need to talk to you about some stuff. And with that, we will play our outro, and we will see everybody Thursday. Well, tune in Tuesday night, 9 o'clock, across the YouTube channels for What is HallowCon. And we'll see you Thursday night, 9 o'clock, for the next episode of Stupid O'Clock. Chris, say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.
I am Frau Blucher.